I am in studio today with Bill Crawford. Bill Crawford is the owner of Righteous Slice Pizza in Rexburg, and he has an award-winning pizza here right in front of me. This pizza took grand champion at the Real California Pizza Contest.
That's right.
Which is a very prestigious contest.
Yeah, it's an amazing contest. They've been doing it for 5 years, and it's for pizza chefs all across the country to put in their best effort and try to win a big prize.
So we're going to try this pizza here in just a second. I'm really excited because this is a really unique kind of pizza. So we'll get to that. But Bill, first of all, you took home the Grand Champion Award and a $15,000 cash prize.
That's right.
From this.
Yeah. It was a big deal. So they put this contest out. It runs for a good part of the year, and they invite pizza chefs to submit recipes with pictures, descriptions, and a fun name, highlighting, of course, California cheeses. And then they have a panel of judges who will review those submissions and from that choose the finalists. They have 3 categories: Cal-Mex, Real California, and then Plant Forward. And I'm a big fan of Mexican food, so I thought it'd be fun to try a Cal-Mex. They tell me more than 150 recipes were submitted, and I was just thrilled that I got picked in the finals. So I was a finalist in the Cal-Mex category.
But these are pizza makers from all over the world? Or is it the country?
It might just be the country. I'm not sure exactly the scope of it, but I know it's a big deal. Like when I saw the list of finalists, I was really, really stunned to be on it because there are some pretty big names in the industry, people who are well known and highly regarded and have famous pizzerias from the East Coast to the West. And so it was really, really exciting for me to be on that list.
Wow, that's great. Top prize in a very prestigious, that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it really shocked me. The difference between my pizza in the Cal-Mex category and the next one was only 1/3 of a point. The next pizza maker who came in just behind me, he's a guy that writes a monthly article in the Pizza Today magazine on how to make pizza. I went to his place in California, and it's just one of the most stunning, beautiful. He is a highly skilled and highly respected pizza maker, and I just didn't think I had any chance to do as well as I did. So I was really happy with how it went for me.
Yeah, that's great. But I understand, so the California contest, this was your 4th contest this year.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you've kind of been around here a little bit.
Yeah, this one, I entered, of course, just from home, but when I got invited, then I traveled to California. They hold it in Napa, and California Milk Advisory Board sponsored just a great trip for us, made sure we felt welcome, make sure they gave us access to the Culinary Institute of America's kitchen. So it was this beautiful kitchen and beautiful meals, and just made some great friends while we were there. So it was just a wonderful experience. This was my 4th competition this year. We'd gone to Vegas in March, which we always do. We went to Parma, which was our 2nd trip to Parma. We had a chance to go to Naples, Italy, the birthplace of pizza, and thought,
oh, wow,
I'm going to go make pizza where pizza was invented. It just sounded too good to pass up. So we went there and competed in the American division, and actually got my butt kicked in that one. So I came in kind of low out of these American pizza makers, and just really had to sit back and think, why didn't I do so well? And the reflections that I did from that, I took away a bunch of lessons learned and incorporated those lessons into going into California. So even though it was disappointing to go to Naples and not do as well as I'd hoped, the lessons were so valuable, and I was grateful that I could take some of that to California and improve.
That's great. So was it ultimately less is more, or the opposite of that?
You know, a little bit of that. I worked on my dough technique and just how to manage that process, but also I did get some feedback from one of the judges that one of the things he liked about this pizza was it didn't try to be everything all at once. So when you sample it, you're not going to get a bite of every flavor every time you take a bite. You'll get a bite of the tequila lime chicken, you might get a pickled red onion, you might get a jalapeno, but it's mellowed out pretty quickly with the California cheese. I got a Oaxaca cheese and a queso fresco and some grilled corn on there. So there's a lot going on, but it doesn't overwhelm you because it's not all happening at once.
Yeah, okay. So like I mentioned before, we've got the pizza here. we came with this pre-made, but you have some dressing up to do with it. You've
Yeah,
got some toppings to add once it's complete.
There's kind of a big trend in pizza these days where you take your pizza, you cook it, and then for those who are really trying to make something impressive, add a few things afterwards. And so this evolved for me. I wanted to do a tequila lime chicken, but I also wanted to do elote corn. And so elote corn is that Mexican crazy corn. So it's typically rubbed with mayonnaise and then queso fresco, and then it's this Mexican seasoning. And so this has all of that, although I replaced the mayonnaise with creme fraiche, which is just basically a homemade sour cream. It's a little more delicate, a little more flavorful. And so a lot of that goes on afterwards. In fact, I'll just show you if you want.
Sure, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So this is my homemade sour cream.
Okay.
And I got to shake the bottle down because I want to make sure it all comes out just right. And just put a light amount of this on there. It's not a super heavy. It's just a couple of stripes back and forth to kind of give it that that pop. Give that queso fresco something to build off of. This is that queso fresco. It's a salty cheese, a little bit like Parmesan, but it's also moist. But it doesn't melt. So it's got this melt in your mouth, delicate texture that doesn't melt when it goes onto a hot pizza. So it has a really nice effect here. And that was just something I loved about this pizza. Then the next thing you got here, these are homemade pickled lime onions. These are red onions, and I just pickle them in a little bit of salt and lime juice overnight. And the color kind of bleeds into the rest of the onion in a way that is, I think, just beautiful. They're crispy, they have that little bit of lime flavor which complements the tequila lime chicken. And then of course, I'll put a little bit of, oh wait, I gotta put the tahini on. This is that Mexican seasoning from that crazy corn I was telling you about. And just go really light with it. If you overdo it, it can really pop. And so just a little bit of that red color, then a tiny bit of cilantro. Cilantro kind of like, it just livens things up for you. It's nice complementary flavor. And then we've got these lime wedges, and you're supposed to take a lime wedge and you squeeze it onto your slice right before you enjoy it. And these lime wedges really made the difference for me because that citrus combining with that chicken just had a wonderful effect. So that's what it looks like when it's all finished. It's got a lot of color, but I like that it's kind of pink and green together. It's not a typical color profile you see in a pizza. So I'm very proud of it and just happy that it worked out.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, of course. I got to sprinkle a little bit of this on. Let's lift those limes up. We'll just kind of put a little bit of that on your pizza and give it that tahini pop. Okay, great. Yeah.
So I'm supposed to squeeze the lime?
Yeah, take your lime, squeeze it on there, give that citric acid that kind of last little bit of kick in there. And you can set the lime aside. I'm just going to sit back and watch. I might take a bite, but we'll see.
We'll see how this is.
Oh my gosh, listen to that crunch. I love it.
Nice crunch. Oh, wow. Wow, I love the lime and the, I'm sorry, what was that orange pepper that you put on?
Oh, tahini. Yeah, it's a Mexican
Tahini.
spice.
I love that. It's like just the combination of flavors.
Yeah, it just
It
kind of
makes it pop.
It lights up your taste buds, your salivary glands start to work for you. And then you get that tequila lime chicken, which is marinated in some tequila, of course, but then I've got agave in there. You can also use honey. So it's kind of a little bit sweet, a little tequila, and really tender and juicy.
That's really good. Yeah, you're used to eating sausage and bacon and pepperoni.
Yeah, which are all great things.
And this is very unique. It's really different, but it's really good.
Awesome.
I love it. Now, so when you prepare for these contests, are you essentially inventing a new kind of pizza? Or is this already on your menu?
This one's tough because it has a lot of elements that we do by hand. And so when I do something like this, I will incorporate this into the menu. It'll be on there this week, and then it'll run as a special. But because it requires a little more hands-on, it's something that I typically will do for a special occasionally. I've had other award-winning pizzas that do the same thing, and it works pretty well for us.
Yeah.
Up in Rexburg, they like their bacon, they like their pepperoni, they like their sausage, and so, to get enough sales of a specialty pizza like this, you got to do it every so often.
Another thing I didn't say, what I love is when you bite into this, like sometimes you'll eat pizza and it's greasy and you walk away just feeling kind of bloated or yucky.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel that way when you eat this pizza. It has a very homemade taste to it.
I've spent most of my time in the last 3 years working on my dough. And so of course, this topping combination just kind of evolved for me, and I am really happy with it. But without the good dough, none of it's possible. And the dough being light has to do with the fermentation that we use, the amount of hydration we use, the baking process. All of that comes together to make a really light, crispy, flavorful, but not filling dough.
Yeah, great. So customers can order this at Righteous Slice?
This will be available starting Thursday.
Starting Thursday, okay.
Yep.
So you can go there and try it for yourself. See what you think. Bill, thanks so much for taking the time. This is great.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you.